Hello, my friends. Welcome to another beautiful episode of Agents in the Trenches. As usual, it is such a pleasure to be here, bringing you the real, the raw, the realities of our life in the business world and in the real estate world. As usual, I'm Lucy Quiñones, your host. And today, just because we're getting ready to thrive in 2025, I don't have one, but two co-hosts that are joining me today. And I'm super excited to, share this space and this place with them because, we have developed so many things throughout the month and now going into the next year. And there's so many things happening in each one of our lives behind the scenes and each one of our businesses behind the scenes. And life has just brought us to a space and a place where collectively we are now growing together and learning together and expanding together. And my heart is just overflowing with gratitude and honor and privilege. So I'd like to first and foremost introduce Marissa Gonzalez. Say hello, girl. Introduce yourself real quick. And then, of course, my dear friend and industry leader, Carly Allison.
Absolutely. What's going on, social media friends? Mari G here, financial wellness coach, all things credit education, budgeting, savings, also your go-to plug for any type of legal expert advice. But super excited to be here with everyone today and super excited to share. If you missed the announcement that dropped on social media yesterday, I am the newest proud and honored team member for the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy as their official brand ambassador, as well as the strategic growth director. So super excited to be here with you all. Really excited for everything that's to come, not just from this conversation, but what we're going to have planned for every single person moving forward.
Welcome. Yes, and we're going to break that down a little bit more and tell everyone exactly what does it mean to be a brand ambassador and strategic growth director for this incredible platform called the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy. But first, let's introduce my friend Carly. Hey, Carly.
Hey there, how are you?
Tell us a little bit about you. Tell the world, tell Southwest Florida, everyone that's going to watch now live and on replay. Who's Carly Allison?
I am the Success Partner of Business Development for Southwest Florida for Celebration Title Group. I was a real estate agent for almost a decade, so a lot of insight on real estate marketing, building a team, contracts, just everything you could possibly think of to do with being a real estate agent because I've done it. But now I work with Celebration and I absolutely love what I do. I get to support real estate agents and growing their business, and that's what we're really working hard to do right now.
I love it. And everybody already knows who Lucy Q is, but I can tell you right now that if I had to pick a title or if I had to pick a role or if I had to explain what I do, I just build community. I seek out frontline leaders. I hunt for their potential. And I'm just so honored and excited to be able to say that my mission and my vision right now and going forward is to help people discover that maximum level of potential and develop it. Let's max out. Let's get to that maximum level of potential. So, I get people out of their comfort zone. I'm normally the one that throws them in the water because they say, hey, I want to know how to swim. So I say, okay, here we go. Jump in the water. I get them out of their comfort zone. I make them a little bit uncomfortable. I challenge them, but I also love them and encourage them. And that's the best part of what I do now in my life. So I know you ladies have been there too with me, right? When I get you out of your comfort zone.
Absolutely, 100%. I mean, I remember when I first met you 2 years ago and I was like, oh my God, I love this lady and I'm terrified at the same time.
Listen, it's not easy being Lucy Q, right? Because I want to be the nicest, kindest, most embracive person around because I really honestly love helping and serving people. Like I'm passionate about serving people, but it's not easy being Lucy Q. Like the other day, one of my agents said, you scare me. Like, I'm afraid of you. I said, no, that is a hallucination. That's what your mind is telling you because you're not doing what you're supposed to do. So that's why you think you're scared of me. You're not scared of me. What am I going to do? But let's break it down, ladies. 2025, the year to thrive. I mean, OMG. I remember when we would think about 2025 and I thought it was like, I mean, out there in the future, like Star Wars years. And here we are. What do you guys think?
You are. Take that one first, Carly. I think I need to wrap my head around that we're still less than 30 days away from the new year.
Well, it's just crazy because when I think of 20 years ago, I think of 1980. So yeah, time just flies, and to be already on 2025, and I think that it's going to be an incredible year for real estate. I think we're going to have a lot of people that don't have the not really courage, but just don't have it to stay in the market this year. So we're going to have a lot of real estate agents leave, and it's going to open up a lot of opportunity for the other agents that really do want it. And I think that if that's you, then there's a lot of opportunity already.
What do you think, Marissa? And you're saying something very powerful, Carly, that if more realtors believed it for themselves, but here's what I'm seeing. People are slowing down instead of speeding up. You know, there's something in the human mind of real estate agents that is making them hallucinate that, oh, it's okay for me to slow down. It's the holidays. Instead of saying, hey, look, Carly just said it. People are leaving the industry. That leaves more room for my growth. There leaves more business on the table for me to go hunt for it. But I'm supposed to speed up. And
people don't really realize that when you take a break from real estate, say you take the holidays off, that means you don't get a paycheck in January and February, unless you've planned your business and structured it properly to where you can still draw your salary from your reserves. But most real estate agents honestly don't do that. They live paycheck to paycheck and they spend it as fast as they get it. And you know, some of them don't even save for taxes. So
wow.
Yeah, it's just there's going to be a big shift in who we have working in our market right now versus who will be here in January. I really think so.
What do you think, Marissa? What do you see? Because you talk to a lot of people, right? And listen, at the end of the day, we all know, you know, people only share, you know, 8% of their real life on social media and in conversations, right? But it's that 92% that they don't share where the struggle lies. And that's why I enjoy having these open conversations, because listen, we all go through hell. We all go through challenges. We all mess up. You know, I had an agent tell me the other day, you know, the same agent that was telling me, I don't want to fail because if I feel like if I fail, I'm failing you. And I said, no, you're not failing me. You know, you're failing yourself. Right? So let's help you shift that mindset. But what do you see happening out there, Marissa?
You know, it's funny because I'm probably one of the people that the 92% gets shared with, right? Because of the work that I do with my financial education business, I get to have those tough, uncomfortable conversations with people. Especially because I'm just such an open book about like my regular life and personal life anyway. Like you're not always going to see the rainbows and butterflies because that's not real life, right? And so I do get a lot of people that share some of those insecurities, the uncertainties, the struggles, and it all boils down to one, it's that mindset like you talked about, right? Really believing that you can achieve something, but then being willing to make whatever sacrifices need to be made to be able to reach what those goals and accomplishments are, right? I was actually having a conversation with someone yesterday and she was kind of just saying how she was just tired. And I'm like, okay, and how long are you going to be, when are you going to be tired of being tired? Like, when are you going to make the decision to make a change? Because we have the power for things to change. It's right. Just that we don't recognize making those decisions, right? Whether we subconsciously don't do something, it's still a decision. So I think when we think about 2025, and I think when we think about all of the possibilities, there are so many things that are going to be coming to the marketplace that are going to be available to so many individuals to help them be successful. but it boils down to the end of the day of them making the decisions that they need to make, to be uncomfortable, to do it scared, to be willing to fail, because failure just means that you're failing forward, you're learning, you're progressing, right? And so I would tell people, fail faster, because you're going to be able to learn, you're going to be able to grow, and you're going to be able to build that resistance within yourself, that when the marketplace challenges do come along, you've got that built in you to where you already know, okay, I got to shift this way, or I got to shift this way, or I knew this was coming, this is why I set myself up this way. So yeah.
Carly, tell us, I mean, you have closings with agents all the time. I mean, right? And everybody wants to close multiple deals a month. Everybody wants to get to closing multiple deals a month. What's the trend that you're seeing amongst the real estate community right now? Can you shed a little bit of light? Because you get to see them on their happy payday, right? But are those happy paydays happening often? Do you see them happening more scattered and far apart?
I see a consistent group of agents closing consistently. And those are the agents that show up every day. They do it. They have a business plan. They have a schedule. They have, an operating account. They have, a goal, and it's attainable, and something that they have a why, and a why that'll push them through those hard times. So I see the ones that slow down are the ones that are doing that to themselves. The closings are out there. They're happening. I mean, you check the MLS right now, there were, 350 closings in the last 3 days. You can be a part of those. You can, and that's just in Cape Coral. So, I mean, you look at what's closing, and you look at the opportunities are there, and you just have to get in front of them. You just have to insert yourself in those opportunities. And a lot of people think, well, that's not for me. That's not my opportunity. And they don't go after things that they should. They don't understand their own value. And I think that's one of the most critical, important parts of being a real estate agent and being in this industry, is knowing what your value is and being able to explain it to someone and believing it in yourself.
Let me ask you a question, Carly, because again, you work with real estate agents on their happy payday. You guys do your, confetti popper, you guys give away a gift, you do all these amazing things, right? And then of course, a lot of times what we don't realize is these agents, the ones that don't have the business plans, the ones that don't treat it like a real 9 to 5 or, 9 to 9, Monday to Monday job, where you have to show up and you've got to do the stuff you don't want to do when you know you have to do it. Where should one start? Let's just, for a moment, and I'll invite Marissa to chime in with any thoughts or comments. Today is the first day of the rest of my real estate career. I am a broke, busted, and disgusted, don't have 2 dimes to rub together or a window to throw it out, right? Real estate agent. What's the first action I must take?
The first thing you need to do is look at your last 12 months and be honest with yourself. What did you do? What worked? What didn't work? Where did you waste time? You need to be doing a time audit. Like, really look at your day. Where are you spending your time? What are you doing? Are you on Facebook? Like, check your screen time. How much are you really putting into your business? Because if you're not treating it like a business, like I get up in the morning, even when I was just doing real estate, like I now work for a company. When I was working for myself as a real estate agent, I would get up in the morning, put on my clothes, do my hair, go to my home office, and be in there and work until I was finished working. And sometimes it was 5 and sometimes it was 10 o'clock at night. It didn't matter because it was my business and I needed to put into what I needed to put into it. So that's the first thing they need to do, is really reflect on what they've done and what they've accomplished from it. And if it's not much, then they know. I mean, they automatically know. And then really dig deep and decide, is this something that I'm good at and that I have the backbone for? Because it's not easy to work for yourself.
Right.
Maybe it's not for everybody. So that's the first thing I would tell them to do. And then once you've done that, then you're ready for a business plan. But you can't skip those reflection steps to make a business plan. If you don't know what you've done in the past, you can't go.
Why do some agents make it look so easy? And that's the hallucination that we have, right? Why do some people make it look so easy? Like you said, okay, you see agents that are closing multiple deals quarterly or monthly, whatever. What do you guys think is the reason, or what's the common denominator per se, that these type of agents make it look so easy?
I really think it's because the ones that make it look easy, it's not easy. It's not easy at all. They have a plan in place. They have goals. They have structure. And that's really important when you run your own business. It's not a fly by the seat of your pants kind of thing. It's not like, oh, I got a $9,000 check this month. I'm going to go, to Miami for 2 weeks and go on vacation. Then when I get back, I'll figure it out. That's not how it works. You can't do it that way. You have to have goals, and you have to have a plan, and you have to run it like a business, and you have to treat it like a business, and you have to respect it. You have to respect your real estate business just like you would respect a company that you worked for outside of yourself. And a lot of people don't do that. And the ones that are thriving in this market or in any market are the ones that respect their real estate business, and they really treat it like a business.
And I think it's part of that key part is the structure that you talk about too, Carly. Like when you are structured throughout your day, when you're time blocking, when you know what you need to do, where you need to be, like when you got all of that planned out, it's easier for it to look easy because now you've already mapped it out. When you're flying by the seat of your pants and you don't have something scheduled and you don't have that structure set up for the day, you're going to look like you're a chicken with your head cut off because you didn't plan. Because the plan and the preparation are a big part of the battle of making it look easy.
So I have a question. I mean, Marissa, you're not in real estate per se directly, right, as a real estate agent, but you are also in business for yourself. Mm-hmm. How do you keep yourself? And I know, listen, with your permission, can I say I've seen your struggle, I've seen your hustle, and now I see your progress, right? Because everybody tends to see the glory, but they don't know the story, right? And I've seen you overcome the struggle. I've seen you overcome and get into the hustle. And now we're all watching you thrive and stride and be at another level. How do you overcome the boredom of, you got to call people, you got to set appointments, you got to send reminders, you got to follow up, you got to be the one pushing. But there's a component where people get bored. How do you overcome that?
For me, I actually enjoy what I do, right? I love connecting with people. I love talking with people. The stuff that I think people maybe get bored or frustrated with are the things that push them into uncomfortability. It's the rejection. It's the people not answering the phone, right? I think those are the things that really push people to have that lack of belief or lack of desire to do the activity. But at the end of the day, like if you are, especially if you're like, whether you're 100% full-time or just part-time with real estate or business and entrepreneurship, like you have to recognize, why are you doing what you've agreed to do? Like for me, I decided to be my own business owner because I wanted to make my schedule. I wanted to be able to help people based off of how I wanted to help people, not how other people's ideas were for me to help them, right? Because we know when we work for a company, sometimes it's their desires versus our desires. But also, I like to travel. I'm not gonna lie. I like to be able to work wherever, whenever, and all I need is my phone or my laptop, and I can do that. And so for me, it's recognizing, why did I say I wanted to get in business? What did I commit to? But then knowing that if I don't stick to what I have to do and need to do, as boring or as whatever it can be, like you're not going to be successful. And I think a lot of it has to do with people seeing the success, people seeing people doing well or seeming like they're doing well based off of social media, but them not recognizing what's happening behind the scenes. Like it reminds me of like the picture of like the person that's up till like 3:00 in the morning working on their computer, and you look at the apartment complex or the building and all the other lights are off except that one room, right? It's like, what sacrifices are you willing to put in to be successful? And I had to learn that I was my best investment. I had to invest in myself, in my mind, in learning and growing, in healing, if we're being honest, right? Because there's a lot of deep-rooted trauma for individuals that programs our minds to stop us from getting to that next level. And when I decided to make those things a priority, that's when you now start to see the progression and the elevation. Because if we're being 100% honest, I stopped being a victim. I stopped feeling bad for myself. And I was like, if anything is going to change, it's going to change because I made the decisions and decided to take the action.
Wow. What do you think, Carly? What if more people did what we do, right? Do you feel the boredom sometimes? You feel the pain of having to do what you don't want to do when you know you have to do it? And how do you overcome it?
Yes, I do. But luckily for me, I stay very busy, and I don't get a lot of time to get bored because it's a busy job. So I stay busy.
To be bored.
It's got
to be bored. Yeah.
Busy to be bored. Yeah. But there are some things, that I'm like, oh, I really don't want to do that, but I have to. It's part of it's either a commitment that I've made to someone, or it's something that will propel my business forward, or not necessarily mine, but theirs. And it's something that, that's part of what I do, is help other people propel their business. So sometimes even when I don't want to do it physically, mentally I do. Mentally I'm there. Mentally I love what I do, and I wouldn't do anything that mentally had me out, didn't have my interest. So I don't really have that, but I definitely agree with what Mari said of what you don't change, you're choosing.
Right.
If you don't change it, you're choosing it. And that's just the bottom line. If you are not getting up in the morning and going to work, even though you work for yourself, if you are not getting up in the morning and prospecting every single day, because that's the number one most important thing that most people in sales, which is what a real estate agent is, can do, then you're choosing to fail. You're choosing it. Whether you subconsciously realize it or not, you're choosing to fail. So there's just little things you can do just to make your business better. And it's really not that difficult. It just takes sacrifice and it takes commitment.
And I think it also takes people being willing to be honest with themselves, and not lying to themselves, right? About faking the funk or faking it till you make it or whatever. Be honest with yourself. If you know you're struggling in an area, seek out a mentor, seek out an expert advisor, seek out a coach, somebody that can help guide you to be better in those certain areas to help grow your skills. Because we all sucked at something when we first started. Lord knows I didn't know anything.
We still do. I do. Oh my gosh. Yes.
I mean, my job is not called a success partner, which is the company name that they created for no reason. I'm literally a partner for your success. So that's why I try to tell real estate agents is even if you don't want to reach out to me, reach out to someone else that will help you be successful. There are all kinds of people in our industry that want to help you. There are other real estate agents, lenders especially. I mean, they want your business. Title companies. Yeah. Lucy, I mean, she offers so much. So there's so much out there.
Specialists,
there's all kinds of stuff out there for you. And then people just say, well, I'm not good at it. I'm not doing it. You don't have to have that mentality. You don't have to have that attitude. And if you don't know something, we can teach you and we can help you learn. And then that's one of the biggest things is education. And the more educated you are about what your job is, the better you'll be at it and the more valuable you'll be.
I think it's not being so quick to give up on yourself for people. Don't be so quick to give up on yourself. Recognize that you've got to start somewhere.
Everybody did. Everybody started somewhere. I was very successful as a real estate agent, but I didn't start out that way. I mean, the first couple times I showed houses, they were like, why are you so dressed up? I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. That's why, So, I mean, it's just, you learn things as you go, and nobody started out selling, luxury homes. Maybe a couple of people, for their first house, a $3 or $4 million property, and they didn't have to worry about anything after that, but that's not the case for most people. So you just have to go into it knowing that everybody started where you did with a real estate license and not knowing how to open a Supra. And they got to where they got because of what they did, and you just have to decide what you want and go for it and go get it.
So speaking of education, let's talk about education for a little bit. We've got a fantastic mastermind, virtual live mastermind coming up next week. And I know that you, Mari, and Carly are going to be sharing some golden nuggets, and you're going to be bringing, that high level knowledge that obviously you implement in your business, obviously is giving you results in your business. And now you want to share it with other people. Let's break that down a little bit. Let's tell everyone why they should join us for the mastermind and watch it and be part of it. What are they going to walk away with?
Yeah, I can go first. I see Carly looking at me.
Yeah, go for it.
I think when we think about just like we're at the year's over pretty much, right? We're at the final countdown for the year. And when you think about this time being a time of reflection for so many people, that's where they start to really think about, okay, what did I do this year? What hasn't worked? Where am I at today? Why am I not where I want to be? And coming to a mastermind like we're going to provide is going to give them the opportunity to walk away with additional tools and action steps that they can implement, not in the new year, they can implement it today to help set themselves up for success come the new year. So like that, now they're already ahead of the game. And so I know there's going to be a ton of valuable information shared, but the biggest thing is being able to come learn from partners, right? Because it's all about collaboration. Like we all started somewhere. And so we're all equipped to be able to help other individuals wherever we are on our journey. So being able to come hear from the panel experts on what it is they're going to be sharing, to be able to help just propel individuals for what they can start doing to progress their business forward. Shorten that learning curve, right? Shorten the failure curve, if you will, because that's why things like this exist, so that people can learn from the mistakes or the failures of other people so that they can be successful quickly.
Absolutely. And you know what? It is valuable. I think that, alone we can go faster, right? A lot of people, and I used to be one of those people, I'm like, I'll just do it myself. But you miss out on so much of the collective growth, right? Because together you can go farther. Now, let's take it to another level. I know we are having discussions about, okay, what is the solution, right? People needing to learn more, people needing to really believe in themselves more. I put together, okay, and I'll be honest, I've had a property management company since 2008. It was my secret weapon that my mentor taught me to survive the market crash. But let me tell you, it's been a cash cow ever since. And we all know, and if you don't know this, you should know this, that when the real estate market goes down, the rental market gets stronger. And we've been seeing the rental market, strengthen in the last 12, 18 months because of all the things that are happening in the real estate industry, and interest rates, and, people being put out of their buying power and things like that. So there's so many things that we could be doing with our license. So on the 18th, I am going to be doing a fundamentals and property management certification, just because I believe there's so many realtors out there that could be opening up a new door of income stream, but they don't know what they don't know. So, I'm like, okay, you know what? Let me be the solution creator. What are the solutions do you guys have or think of that could be useful for real estate agents right now, so that they don't have to go get a job, so that they don't have to be, struggling, scraping or breaking their little piggy banks during this next quarter, because I don't think it's going to get any easier, but we need to get stronger.
Well, typically the second quarter after an election is the best quarter. So it's not Q4, but it's going to be Q1 of next year. That's usually the best quarter after an election year. So real estate is a numbers game. It is 100% a numbers game. The more calls you make, the more appointments you're going to get. The more appointments you get, the more closings you're going to have. If you want to have, and I have a business planning worksheet that I did just a couple days ago with some of my agents that was really, really went over well, and they really enjoyed it and they really appreciated it. If you want to make $100,000 a year, so you want to bring home $100,000, which is probably not enough to live on at this rate, but it's a good solid income just to help support a family. You're going to bring home $100,000. You need to sell $4 million worth of real estate. $4 million worth of real estate equals out to 30 calls a month, or 30 appointments a month, 30 appointments a year at 2.5 appointments a month. And if you cannot do 2.5 appointments a month, what are you doing? It's really just a numbers game. The more people you call, the more people you have conversations with, the more people you contact, the more you're going to sell. And that's just all there is to it.
Right.
It's really not that difficult to make phone calls and to get on the phone, because if you knew your competition, they're not making phone calls. They're not.
So let's say that somebody, and Marissa, I'd like to turn this over to you, because I know you make a lot of you make a lot of phone calls. You talk to a lot of people, right? You go to a gazillion events a month. I'm like, geez. And people see me and probably think I have just as much energy, but I see you and I'm like, oh my Lord, I'm tired just watching her go, right? What are the things that you do to connect with people? Because maybe somebody like Carly says, it's only 2.5 appointments. It is. The numbers are so low, but the mindset is so distorted, right? The agents don't have the right mindset because they're not surrounding themselves with the right people. So how do you keep yourself making those phone calls and making those contacts and sending those text messages and doing those follow-ups? Like, what's that secret, sauce that you utilize?
Yeah. So before I actually answer that, I kind of want to piggyback on the making the extra income and what are they doing, right? I see so many real estate professionals that I've spoken with that are working at a department store, that are working at a gas station. And there's nothing wrong with it. I'm not knocking that at all. We got to do what we got to do, right? But I also tell people, look for things that can enhance your real estate career, right? What are things that can help bring extra money to the table that don't take away from your real estate profession, right? That's why I love that you have the property management class. There's so many things out there that exist, right? That can be added on to your real estate as an agent or whatever it is, that can enhance the value that you bring to the marketplace. Because at the end of the day, that's what's going to help set you apart from any other real estate professional out there. It's what are the values that you're bringing to the marketplace. And so that's the first piece of it, I guess, if you will, of the secret sauce, right? But for me, it's really just connecting. I kind of cleaned my desk a little bit so you couldn't see, but like there's a stack. I don't know if you can see this whole stack here. There's 3 stacks of business cards, and that's not everything. That's just what I have that I currently have collected over maybe the last 4 weeks that I still need to go back out and reach out to people and things like that. And honestly, like, I'm not gonna lie, it can get exhausting doing all of the networking events and things like that. So you have to make sure you're taking care of yourself properly and you're setting up your schedule the right way. But honestly, for me, my secret sauce is just going out there and connecting with individuals and really trying to build a foundational relationship to where it's not just transactional. People don't want to feel like a number, and they're going to know when you're treating them like a number. They don't want to feel like you've got commission breath, right? So for me, it's all about getting out there, going to new events, going to new places. Who can I connect with that isn't already part of my circle? And even if they are, how can I build a deeper foundation with them? So for me, that's my secret sauce, is just really connecting with people. But then how do I stay just like consistent on making those calls? I'll be honest, I didn't want to do that before because I had fear of rejection. I hated hearing no. But then it finally clicked. One of my mentors says, you got to go for no. Like let's say you have just a list of 30 prospects, let's just say, or potential home buyers that you need to reach out to. If you got a list of 30 and 20 you've already called and nobody answered, you left a message or they hung up on you or whatever the case may be, and now you only have 10 left, you're going to get discouraged and you're not going to want to call the next 10. That's why you have to have a forever building list of people that you need to follow up with. And so that's where networking comes into play. That's where going to these local events goes into play, because now you're going to meet more people, right? Able to grow your list that you can reach out to. Because it's like Carly said, it's a numbers game. It is. The more people you talk to, the closer you're going to get to a yes, plain and simple.
And I think we're living in the best time of ever. I think we're living in the best times in history, because think about it. We could even reach out and be influential with people through a reel, through a live, through a video that we share, right? Through a story. Believe it or not, people are watching. So, for me, because I'm not in production, right? I've decided And I want to start bringing this to a close because I want to respect your guys' time. But I decided I want to surround myself with strong, movers and shakers and frontline leaders. I've been saying frontline leaders for 2 years, right? And little by little, they're showing up. And little by little, now the time is right. And people are saying yes to my invitation to becoming one of my strategic partners. And people are saying yes to becoming one of my, Florida licensed real estate instructors. And little by little, the right people are showing up, because in my world, I always think and say, I'm only as strong as the people that surround me. And I want to surround myself with strong leaders. So let's unpack a little bit about what, in my eyes, 2025, where we are going to thrive, is going to take us as business partners, as collaborators, as people that are moving and shaking and changing the game and creating new rules to play by, and moving the masses and becoming more influential and being the right messenger with the right message. That is so important, and that's why I do these lives, and that's why I do events, and that's why I invite people to take the stage and just shed their fear, because number one, I truly believe our voice has power. Number two, I truly believe that when we become the right messenger with the right message, it elevates our level of authority and expertise. Number three, we grow. Number four, we get out of our comfort zone. So I want to kick it off with Mari. Tell us about this new venture that you and I have kicked off 2-ish years later, right? Where you are now. Tell everybody who you are now for the Academy and what we're doing and how we're doing it. And then, we'll close it out with Carly and the possibilities that exist, because I just believe it's our time, ladies. Guys, if you're watching live or you're watching on replay, you gotta own this. It's my time, baby. It's my time. It's my time to dominate. I'm going higher. I'm going for more. I'm in it to win it. I'm gonna blow it up, blow it out. I'm gonna knock it out of the ballpark, because that's what I'm thinking. So I've got huge plans for the Academy. I see myself with 7 Florida licensed real estate instructors. I see us, just blowing the top off of education with, very interactive, very dynamic, very actionable education like no one else is doing. I see us touching people, touching hearts, changing lives. I see us teaching people how to, make buco bucks in real estate, because Carly, you've done it. Marissa, you've done it. I've done it. And so it's our time. It's our time to monetize our experience and our knowledge and everything we know how to do and everything we can do. So kick it off, Marissa. I could go on forever.
I think just thinking about the Academy, everything that is going on with the Academy, Q International, everything, you are changing the way that real estate is looked at, because we don't have to have this eggs in one basket and what does it look like. There is so much opportunity and there's so much that's available, but people need to realize what's out there and what exists, right? And so I'm excited. People keep saying Marissa, you do so much. How are you taking on something new? Guys, your gifts make room for you, plain and simple, right? And we know that, like you said earlier, Lucy, you might be able to go faster by yourself, but you're going to go so much farther when you're surrounded with what I like to call like-minded and like-hearted people, where you share that same mission and that same vision. And so as the brand ambassador and the strategic growth director with the Academy, my main focus is really to just push the message out there more, right? Make sure that there's more eyes on everything that is available at the Academy, because there's so much that's available, guys. I literally have a notebook and a little piece of paper just for everything that's happening at the Academy. So get ready, because you're already seeing a lot of it, but you're going to see so much more, because we just want to honestly inundate the industry with value. Because we know that it's needed, and we know that is how people are going to grow, and that's how they're going to excel, by combining and joining forces, right? So I'm really excited for them to learn about the co-working space that now exists with the Academy.
Go pro, baby. Go pro.
to learn about the property management certification classes, to learn about how they can be a Florida licensed real estate instructor. We're going to have some celebratory events. We're going to have networking events. We're going to have educational events. There's going to be so much. But it's funny. I've said for years, I wish I could figure out a way to charge for my brain, because I just always have these innovative ideas that I'm like, who can I give this to that can use this, because I can't do anything with it. But it's just such a great idea. And so that's really where that strategic growth director position comes into play, right? Because I can take someone's vision and literally just take it to a whole nother level. And so I hope that you guys are ready, buckle up, because it's going to be a fun ride, but it's going to be a ride that's going to be filled with so much love.
Yes.
It's going to be a ride that's going to be filled with compassion, with energy, with knowledge, with collaboration, with partnership, and just so many other words that don't come to my mind right at this moment. But it's really going to help propel every single person in the industry and beyond. If you're in business, period, we're going to have something for you. So we can't wait to meet you if we haven't met yet. And we can't wait to continue building a relationship with you if we're already in connection.
I could not have said it better myself. Carly, and you, I mean, hello, I've got no shame in the game. Like, you are a powerhouse educator. You know, I know you love what you do. I know you do it so well. Hey, you know, I want you to be one of our Florida licensed real estate instructors, because, let me tell you why, because our industry deserves high-level educators that are going to stand in front of a room and ignite the potential that these realtors that are out there floundering, lost, chaotic, confused, lonely, depressed, frustrated, irritated, you know, these people need us. So it's not even about, let me put it to you this way. And if anybody else is watching, because I've got 7 categories of people that I already know are going to be part of the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy as far as a Florida licensed real estate instructor. But Carly, you've got a gift. And let me tell you, Marissa said it best. Your gift will make way for you. And your gift is what God has given you to profit. You know, profit is not a bad word. We've just been programmed in real estate to give it away for free in exchange for business. But no, guess what? I'm going to give it to you for a profit, and we're going to do business together, because we're going to do business with prosperous real estate agents. And we're going to take them out of being a nobody in the market to being a somebody in the market, to making some buco bucks in the market, that we could like be driving around in Lamborghinis and Porsches and whatever we want. And they could look to you one day, Carly, and say, man, I remember when I sat in your class, and I remember when you taught me about, you know, going for those no's, and, you know, my life just changed at that moment. That's what I envision the Academy will do through people like yourself. So what do you have to say about your future with the Academy? What do you think?
Well, first of all, I'm super, super excited to see what she does with all her new positions, and I'm really excited to see what happens there, because I think it's going to be incredible. I think she's going to be perfect for it. As far as me in the Academy, I really do enjoy teaching. I love it. I had a mentor when I was a brand new baby real estate agent, and she was mean, but she was good. She taught me everything that I needed to know about contracts, and that was the most valuable thing I could have had at the time. She was fantastic, and I still to this day don't like her because she's mean. But she was such an incredible teacher, and I'll tell everybody that she was an incredible teacher, and she's the reason that because I took what she told me, what she taught me, and I carried it throughout my entire career, and I still think of some of those things today. And that's one thing that I want to give to people is, if they come to a class here at our title company, and they take away just one little nugget of information, one something to carry with them, then I've done it. Then that makes me feel happy. That makes me feel fulfilled, and that's really important to me. And my job is to be fulfilled, because we all went through the real estate part where we wanted to make money, that there's a point in your life where that doesn't really take as much precedent over being fulfilled and enjoying what you do. So that's one of the things that I really enjoy is teaching and watching people that I've taught bloom. That's just really nice. And I get so excited when when they call me and it's like, I got that listing, and I'm like, I'm so happy, I'm so happy you got that, And,
it is.
Yeah, it's just nice to be, because it's not my success, it's their success. But
right.
I feel like being there to lift them up when they didn't think that they deserved to be lifted up, or they weren't possible. It wasn't possible for them to do something that they've done, and to ask them behind them like their little cheerleader, just you can do it, you got this. Anything you need, you just call me and I'll help you. And I love that, and I really look forward to 2025. It's going to be really awesome.
And yesterday someone asked me a question, and they said, Lucy, I realized that if I wasn't in my ex business, I could probably reach more people to teach, but I'm thinking that maybe they don't join me because they're going to feel obligated to give me business. And I said, that is the key to the Southwest Florida Real Estate and Business Academy. We are brand agnostic. We are business agnostic. We are community driven. We are frontline leaders that are bringing their expertise and their experience. All eyeballs on my instructors, because we are going to have the next generation of instructors. I mean, the level of instructors that are literally going to teach strategic things. And speaking of the Academy, guys, next Thursday, we are doing our open house inauguration. I mean, we've totally renovated this place. It doesn't even look like it used to look. Come Thursday, we are going to be ready to launch. So anyone that's watching, and of course you guys, Marissa, you are the frontline leader inviting people, but Carly, come out and check out the Academy.
I'll be there.
Because, I mean, they're literally putting in the backsplash as we are here doing this live. The new seats are coming in on Monday, but we're opening our doors to absolutely everyone and anyone in our community, from Northport to Marco Island, Southwest Florida, between the hours of 12 and 4 for an open house inauguration with great music, conversations, tasty bites, mimosas and refreshments. And then at 4 o'clock, we are going to be doing our ribbon cutting celebration. And I'm just ready to make history happen with people like yourselves and so many others. My registration for the Florida Licensed Real Estate Instructor is filling up fast. Like between yesterday and today, I have 4 more people that have registered. We're launching the Property Management Fundamentals certification. I'm launching a Cash Flow Network, certification. We're going to be teaching on power open houses and how to do 100 open houses in 90 days. We've got, business planning sessions that are coming. And guys, I can't do this all alone, right? But we are opening up our GoPro workspace for people that are sick and tired of working remotely and lonely, right? So that they can come in. We've got so many things happening that I'm super excited. So please come and join us and just tour the Academy, check it out, and get ready for next year. So thank you, ladies, so much for accompanying me here on Agents in the Trenches. Love you guys. I admire you guys so much, what you do and how you do it. And I'm so blessed that life has joined us together.
The feeling is mutual, my dear.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Well, enjoy your weekend. For those of you that take off on weekends, I don't, right? None of us do.
Nope.
But we will see each other at the inauguration next Thursday, 12 to 4. And then 4 to 6, we have our celebration. And of course, next week on Agents in the Trenches. See you later, guys.
Get your ticket for the Virtual Mastermind.
Yes, the Virtual Mastermind, which is going to be on the 11th.
Yes.
So get your tickets. Let's go.
We've got a great week of great things for you guys.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do. All right, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate you greatly. Have an awesome day.
You too.
Bye-bye.